everyone, Kimberly Classic here. So I'm doing something I usually don't do, and that is having papers in my video. I probably should do it more often. I probably get a lot more things out to you. But I had to read this, some of it verbatim, because it's not by me. It is by, it was actually posted by Forbes magazine, and the author's name is, I don't want to butcher it, so I'm going to read it, Adam Andrzejewski, and founder of OpenTheBooks.com. So if you want to look up Adam, you can. On July 31st, he posted this to Forbes, and it's actually really interesting. So the title of it is Baltimore's 30,000 public employees cost taxpayers $2 billion but can't save their own city. Pretty straightforward, right? So I guess over a 4-year period, Adam and his crew over at OpenTheBooks.com found out that $1.1 billion in grants and direct payments, subsidies, and assistance flowed into Baltimore City agencies and other city-based entities, including nonprofit organizations, corporations, and colleges during the last 4 years. So this is 2015 to the end of 2018. So that's the equivalent of nearly $7,000 in federal aid per family of 4 living in Baltimore during this period. $7,000 in federal aid per family of 4 probably wouldn't be so bad, right? But that's not where it went. It went to city employees, right? So the last time we, and this is OpenTheBooks.com, analyzed the amount of federal grants and direct payments flowing into major cities in 2016, Baltimore received more funding per resident, $573, than the comparable cities of Portland, Oregon, who received $274. Portland, Oregon has, let's see, 632,000 people. If you didn't know, Baltimore has a population of 621,000 people. And then he goes on to say Nashville, Tennessee received $353 per resident. Nashville, Tennessee has 654,000 residents. In Oklahoma City, $201 per resident. And if you look on here, Oklahoma is 631,000 people. Now, if you go into a major city, even if you said like a major urban city, he has Detroit on here at $372 per resident, and their population is 677,000, right? So they actually have more than Baltimore City, which is at 621. Yet Baltimore City is receiving $573 per resident. So where is all that money going? Craziness, right? So Baltimore receives so much more money than many of the cities here in the U.S., but we don't ever hear about that, right? So the city of Baltimore has 13,522 employees with total payroll exceeding $821 million annually. Okay, the mayor's office alone spent $7 million last year in salaries, and that is for 111 employees. So 7,111 employees. Another $1 million was spent on public relations, which is so odd. I don't know if you guys recall, Mayor Pugh was on the Laura Ingraham show, Ingraham Angle, and it was a horrific scene. Mayor Pugh just started yelling and screaming over Laura, but apparently that cost $1 million in consultation. How? But this is grotesque. I mean, you know, some of these people are making so much money and the residents see nothing, and then we see the residents of West Baltimore can't even get trash that's attracting rats out of their neighbor's yard. I mean, it's insane. But I do want to say, if you're not on Twitter, the Baltimore Department of Public Works did answer with my last video. If you saw Julius explaining his situation where his neighbor has passed away, no one has come to do anything at the properties. But the Baltimore Department of Public Works said, you know, there are steps that have to be taken. Of course, they don't know if these steps have been taken. I just said, you know what, I'm going to look into it and make sure those steps have been taken, and then I'll get back to you for sure. So we're going to get Julius some answers because, I mean, again, this is ridiculous. These people are getting paid top dollar to not do their job. This Baltimore elite group, right, of African Americans in Baltimore City, they're mostly in public office and in these little groups and crews. And then everybody on the outside that's African American, a lot of them are living in poverty. How could that be, right? It's like they just keep their little clique up and going, and it's really sad. But of course, they'll tell you that it's Trump and other racist white people keeping those living in poverty down, right? They're being oppressed. Sure. No, it is that group of elite. I actually read an article that was posted by the Baltimore Brew. I'm going to do that video sometime this week. It talked about Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake, if you remember her. She resigned after the Freddie Gray riots, how she couldn't handle it or anything. Not before giving herself a farewell party that cost $54,000. Yes, this came out of her campaign. She said she wasn't seeking re-election, but all those campaign funds that she still had, she spent them on herself. So I have all those numbers for you, brought to you by the Baltimore Brew. And when I get those papers, I'll shout out that author because they did an amazing job on that as well. See you at the next video.